Everywhere you look nowadays, there's single moms. A massive part of all the women you're going to meet nowadays, especially if you're in the United States, it's going to be single moms. Now, this is a crisis, especially if you're, just a dude just trying to find, a traditional woman, quote unquote. As we all know, dating a single mom comes with a lot of nuances. So, one of the things that you'll notice nowadays is that, so go on like Tinder, social media, whatever, and it almost seems like half the girls are single moms. You'll see their picture, and then you'll look a little bit further into their profile, and then, you'll see that they have a toddler or a baby or something. And what do you know? There's no father in the picture. There's no dad. They just got pumped and dumped, whatever you want to call it. Or, I don't know. I actually know a lot of these people that they're in our age group, 18, 25 years old. It's like half the girls. And there's so many guys out here now that have illegitimate children just running around. So it's definitely a crisis, but I want to talk about it in regards to what your options are from now on. So this is only going to get worse because more and more single moms are starting to form. And honestly, the only way for them to stop being a single mom is for them to get into a relationship. Now, they're looking for some sort of stability, right? Someone that has a job. Hell, I actually know some that don't even care, whatever you want. They might try to find another chat or whatever, but for the most part, they're just trying to find a guy that's, good enough, checks most of the boxes, maybe has a decent job. But dudes, don't be one of these guys. Don't get caught up in one of these things. So literally several of my family members in my family, they would get with a single mom, and then before you know it, you get attached to the kids, and then I see what happens. They literally become, so the single mom's family is usually the larger family, right? They've got like brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa. They got these kids. And then the guy, the surrogate father that comes in, let's say you, guess what? You get sucked into that whole family. You get sucked in and you end up taking care of another dude's kids. And then you don't even have a family. You end up taking care of someone else's family and completely foregoing what you could have created. So that's what's happening, guys. The Chads, Pookies and Ray Rays, whatever you want to call them, they plant their seed with multiple chicks, and then here comes the rest of the lonely guys. The single guys are here to raise the illegitimate children. And I see it all the time on social media. I see these poor saps. I'm sure that you've seen them, these poor guys, these clowns. And the objective also of these single moms is they're wanting to find a male, like I said, a surrogate father. They want a male influence in the child's life. They're trying to fill that father figure. Have you guys ever seen Love After Lockup? It's crazy what these chicks do. 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup. These chicks with kids, these single moms, are always looking. They find some guy and they try to place them in the father role. They start telling the kids to call him dad and whatnot. They start telling the guy, kind of like pushing the guy to start acting like he's the children's father. They'll try to push them into a role where they're like in a fatherly position, And you can't blame women for doing this. You cannot. See, the problem is that you cannot blame women for doing this. It's in their nature to wants to have a male figure in the children's lives. And obviously it helps if you have an extra person taking care of your children. Give me 1 second. I have been deathly sick for the past 4 days. I gotta blow my nose out. Oh, that's better. Being sick sucks. I cannot stand it. I was not able to get anything done for the past 4 days. I was bedridden. Back to the subject. So, what we have is an epidemic, essentially. We have a lot of single moms on the market. We have a lot of lonely guys. These lonely guys are filling in the role of like the guys that actually have options. And one thing against the single moms is that they're trying to ask for too much. So I'll see a lot of these single moms make posts on social media about, oh, I want a man to open up the car door for me and he pays for the daycare and pays for my nails and all this stuff. Girl, you're not in a position to demand that. You already got used up. So whichever guy you can find to fill that role you're going for the scraps. You're going for the dudes that can't get with a woman that doesn't already have kids. And so the women that don't have kids are kind of the real prize, the real objective right now if you're a guy. If you can get a woman that hasn't been used up, doesn't already have kids, doesn't already have some sort of trauma, I mean, you're pretty lucky. And that's what makes the dating market also kind of shit right now, is that if you want to have a good woman, there's very little options. So like, let's say take 100 women, 50 of them are single moms, 60 of them, so like you're left with like 50 other chicks. 60 to 70% of those chicks are also overweight. All right, so you're left with 30 girls. 30 girls that aren't overweight, aren't single mothers. All right, pick your poison. All right, most of them are going to have a mental health issue. Let's just be real, guys. They're either going to be depressed, crazy, they might be a hoe. They might have some sort of attachment problem. They might be toxic. So that leaves you with like 15 to 20 girls that are somewhat stable mentally and don't already have a kid, aren't overweight. So you're left with like 10 to 15 girls. Guess what? All the men in society are going after those 10 to 15 girls. They don't want all these leftovers. Now, they'll put up with the leftovers. Guys will still fuck with them, right? We still fuck with them. But we don't want them as like a wife material, quote unquote. Bro, nobody wants to show a single overweight single mother that smokes weed all day to their parents. Like, that's just humiliating. You want to bring like a cute girl, like a pretty girl. It's like got like a future ahead of her, goals, So the competition is fierce right now, guys. That's what I'm saying. Get on this self-improvement shit. Because when I say it's so easy to be above average, that's what you got to be. You got to be above average to get the above average women. If you're not above average and you have an above average woman, that means you got lucky. But as is, there's no reason for these chicks to choose you over the guys that are better looking, better income, better face, taller, nicer car, whatever, lifestyle. I'm just saying that it helps to have more pros and cons. If you're overweight, if you're broke, if you look like shit, I'm sorry, guys, you're probably going to have to put up with the toxic, overweight, red, blue hair, green hair, tattooed ass, single mothers that hit a vape all the time. That's just the reality of it. Now, I have a friend that's real successful right now, and he told me something super, super funny. He was like, you know how easy it is for me? Like, this guy has a trucking company, He's tall as hell. He's handsome. He's got a lot going for him. And he was like, you know how easy it is for me to catch these damn single mom with no car. He said this is the easiest woman to get nowadays. He said single mom, no car, working at a shitty fast food job, living with her parents. Bro, how many girls do you know that are in that position? Single mother, working a fast food job, no car, living with their parents, living with their family. Maybe they don't even have a job. A lot of them don't even have a job. Bro, that's like half the women nowadays. That's like half of them. Do you know how many women don't have a car? It's insane. It's insane how many chicks nowadays don't have a car. You're going to have to pick these bitches up, drive them to point A to point B, deal with their fucking kids, deal with their family, deal with all their nonsense. And they're still going to demand all sorts of shit out of you and still act like a woman. And still act stuck up and entitled. Now, this isn't a video hating on women, but I'm just saying, like, look how low the bar has gone. Do you want to deal with that? And he was just talking to me. He was like, dude, you know how easy it is for me to go on Tinder and fucking, I could have one of them tomorrow. And I've seen this guy with those kind of women. I've seen him pull them easily. Easily, within a day. Within a day. Now, if you've been in a dry spell or whatever, if you're having trouble, like, there ain't nothing wrong about, like, casually keeping them on the side. But beware, guys, beware. You don't want to be playing on another man's saved game. Now, literally, I've dated a single mom before. And it wasn't the worst experience in the world. But I saw her strategies, how she was trying to rope me in, how she was trying to make me the surrogate father. I was stuck in that trap before at one time, and I broke out of it. I woke up, and I was like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? I want my own family. This is bullshit. And she was even trying to give me my own kids or whatever, but I didn't, the kids were cool and whatnot, and, and that's the thing. You start getting attached to the kids. I've been there. I've literally been there. You get with a chick, and then you're like, oh, fuck. You've been lonely for a long time, and then here comes this girl. She's pretty, she's cute, she's nice. She has a kid from another dude, but you just, you start fucking with her, and then before you know it, you start hanging out with her all the time, and then her kids, and then you start becoming attached, and then the kids start to grow on you because you can't help it, bro. The kid didn't do anything to you. There's nothing against the kids. They're just kids. They didn't do anything wrong. They're just existing, right? Nothing against the kid. Don't ever fucking be mad at these kids, these single moms. They are just as... Look, guys, they didn't ask to exist. None of us asked to exist, all right? They're just kids. They're trying to, figure out what's going on. But, even my parents, when I was a kid, they split up. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was very confusing, very scary. There's guys in and out of the picture. It's scary when you're a kid and there's these random dudes with your mom, But that's the thing. These moms are... And a lot of these moms, I've also seen them bring the wrong guys around their kids. They bring complete scumbags just to have a guy in the picture. They'll even bring scumbags into the picture. They'll bring deadbeat. They'll bring broke-ass dudes, guys with criminal records. They'll bring fucking loser guys into the picture. It's just a real fucked up situation. These single chicks, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but they're not very good at choosing the right man. Because obviously their first choice didn't work out. So, fellas, there is a single mom crisis going on. You may have to find a woman in another country if you're in the U.S. If you're in a small town. The options are limited, guys. The options are very limited. You may have to go and become a passport bro. Alright? That's what we're dealing with nowadays, man. If you're living in the United States, I'm sorry, but man, these chicks, the dating game in the United States just sucks ass. Let's just be real about it. All right. So keep hustling, make enough money, go find yourself. Guys, trust me, there's way better women overseas. They're way hotter, way prettier. There isn't such a big single mom crisis in other countries. The women are not tattooed, they're more traditional. Now, this depends on the country you go to, right? Which I'll have to make a video about that. But generally speaking, the Western countries, you're not as good off. The Western countries are not good right now if you're a dude dating. It just, yeah, the dating pool is fucked up. All right, fellas, peace out. I'm gonna make another video. I've been sick as hell, so peace.